Yo, what's the haps? What is the haps, man? Um, I seen this video on TikTok by I don't know if he's a rapper or a blogger or internet personality, but none other than 600's own Take Capone. Now, before we go any further, obviously since we're on Mortal Kombat, I gotta do a fatality. Now, let me say this, man. Quick disclaimer: I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I gotta say it damn near every time. Um, I'm not choosing any sides, bro. As far as the Chicago politics are concerned, those are not my politics. I'm not from Chicago. I got family from Chicago. I will, just for transparency, I got three older cousins that are mid to late 40s, early 50s. They are, to my understanding, GD affiliates, right? Then I got some younger cousins. I got one younger cousin that's a BD. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm a millennial, right? So I was born in 84. I'm guessing Tay in his generation, probably mid to late 90s. So those aren't even my politics. You get me? Now, like I said, my older cousins, they got children that are around the Gen Z age range. They're like in their mid to late 20s and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And they be in the South Side. So chances are, if you're from the South Side, you might have ran into a couple of my cousins, but especially my one cousin. She stay in the mix. Every time I go on her Facebook story, she is outside getting it popping. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I be like, cuz I need to get up with you when I next time I be in the rack, cause you be having it popping. Now I ain't going to no house party though. That's out the story. No, absolutely not. But anyway, I do as far as the drill scene is concerned. The artist that I mess with is Chief Keef, FBG Duck, rest in peace, and Billionaire. Those are the three that I will um, I go out of my way to look their music up. I will purchase their music, or I will go on YouTube and listen to an entire catalog. Listen to their entire catalog. Now, other drill artists like Dirk or Von, if I hear it, it may, all right, it's slap, but I'm not going. I'm not a big Von fan like that. To be honest with you, nothing against him. Rest in peace, but he's just not my cup of tea. I like Sosa, I like Duck, and I like Billionaire. And plus, I'm older. Like when the drill shit came about, late, early 2010s and whatnot, I was kind of like, what? This sounds like Memphis style music. Like I'm used to, you know, artists like Twister and Speed Nine Mobsters and Do or Die. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the generation of Chicago hip hop I grew up on. You get me? So in the drill stuff, it had to kind of grow on me because I didn't like it just straight out the gate. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. But now I'm kind of rocking with it. And that guy buying off 1700, his music starting to grow on me a little bit. There's a lot of drill artists from Chicago that I like G Herbo, for instance. I like G Herbo. G Herbo is nice. Now, will I go out of my way to look his stuff up and listen to his music, listen to his catalog? Not yet. You got to move me. You got to move me for me to do that. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, I say all that to say, Take Upon made a reference that Matter of fact, I'll just play it for you so you can get the gist of it. Oh, hold up. Hold up. What? What is wrong? It's supposed to connect to my speaker. Hold on. The Bluetooth is on. It's connected. What?
Oh, y'all generation look dusty. Come on, bro. That's what the other generation. We was
All right, hold on. This is kind of upsetting me right now because my speaker is supposed to be speaking. You know what I'm saying? All right, come on now. Don't do me like that.
say that about the generation before us too. We
All right,
thought we
whatever.
was fresher than them. Then, you know what we said?
You know what? Whatever. We'll just do it like this since this one act funny.
Oh, y'all generation look dusty. Come on, bro. That's what the other generation. We used to say that about the generation before us too. We thought we was fresher than them. And then, you know what we said 10 years later when we look back at our childhood, we said everybody was dirty as hell. You always think you fresh as hell compared to the boys of the generation that before you. 10 years from now, you little niggas gonna look back and realize 10 years ago y'all little niggas was dirty as hell. Not washing y'all feet and washing y'all ass every night and shit. Going outside with dirty drawers and shit on. Having a streak in y'all shit, but y'all young niggas, so y'all ain't taking y'all hygiene like that. See it. On phone them. So don't, you can talk you can go ahead and talk about the way the niggas now that you young, nigga. 10 years from there, you gonna look back and realize your little ass was a dusty. Uh, we all dusty young, nigga. You ain't got a silver spoon. But you ain't no different, nigga. You gonna look back 10 years from right now this moment, you gonna be like, damn, take a moment, right? I was a bug back in the day. On food, you know?
Let me just say this, man. Take Upon has a brilliant mind. He really does. He has a brilliant mind. Excellent storyteller. Um, has comedic wit and comedic timing about him. For real. Brilliant mind. Shout out to that brother. But that got me to thinking, right, about aging with grace, right? A lot of people think aging with grace is, you know, the black don't crack, you know. As you get older, you look 10 years younger than what you actually are, and people think, "Oh yeah, you're aging gracefully." Nah, that ain't what aging, in my opinion, how I see it. Aging gracefully to me is knowing when your time in the sun has come and gone. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying just, lay down and die. I'm not saying, get off the field and don't have no fun and don't live your life. But it comes a time, you know, in every adult's life when their time in I'll just say the popular culture sun has come and gone. You get what I'm saying? Like my generation, our time was from 2000 to 2010. Like that was our time. You know what I'm saying? Like the early 2000s, the big clothes, you know what I mean? Like all of that was my generation. That was my YN era. You get what I'm saying? And the 2010s, I was what, in my mid 20s and whatnot. And then, the mid teens, I started transitioning into my 30s, right? And I had to take a look and I had to examine my life and be like, man, I can't move like I moved back when I was 18, 19, 20. I'm 28, 29, 30 now. You get what I'm saying? So I kind of just stepped aside in a sense. You get what I'm saying? And I made it a point to not be that. back in my day, or to be as I'm getting older, not to be that guy, that older guy who's always hating on the YNs wave and all the other shit. Like I don't hate on the young life and how they getting it. You know what I'm saying? I made it a point because when I was coming up, all of my I'm not gonna say all of them, but some of my elders, some of the guys that was older than me, they will always poo poo or talk down on what I was into. They would talk down on the music that I liked, the artists that I liked, and then they would hype up the artists they liked. You get what I'm saying? Without even hearing it. You get what I mean? Without even hearing my type. I remember one time, right? That's when T.I. Urban Legend came out. Classic album, by the way. I got the regular version and I got the chopped and screwed version and it was chopped and screwed by Paul Wall, right? Shout out to Paul Wall. My older cousin, I used to just pop up on him from time to time, right? We're not tied in like that anymore. But I would just pop up on him, man, and I popped up on him, right? It was like, hey, cuz, man, listen to this, man. This motherfucker hard, right? Let me do this real quick. Let me do, I wanna, mm, the Peacemaker. Man, we're gonna
Jason.
shut this song.
Reptile. Serena. Darius.
Darius.
Treasure Chamber. Finish him. Fatality. Shang Tsung wins.
But yeah, so brought it over. I had the CD, right? Slapped it in the deck. And he listening to it, right? He listened to it like, no, I don't like that song. Skip that. I don't like that song. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. Just poo pooing the whole shit. And I'm hype about it. And I'm coming to share it with him. And he just poo poo the whole shit. And I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be like that when I get older. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm not gonna put my stamp on every little thing that a YN come and be like, hey man, this shit dope. I'll be like, I might give it a chance, but you know. But anyway, now I'm at the age now, right, to where I'm not too caught up in fashion. Because let me give you for instance. Now, right, the brand Champion is like, as far as active wear is concerned, it is top tier athletic active wear. Champion, the brand Champion, right? And Reebok, you can buy Reebok at Walmart. But when I was a kid, it was flipped. You could buy Champion at Walmart and Kmart, and Reebok was like top tier athletic gear. Like you had to go to Foot Locker, you know what I'm saying, or some a store in the mall to get some Reebok gear. But now it's flipped. You get what I'm saying? And that's just how fashion works, you know? It's kind of like the skinny jeans thing, right? How skinny jeans was a thing back in the 80s all the way up until, let's say, 1990. And then after that, it was nothing but baggy jeans. And from my entire childhood to my adolescence to me coming of age, I would say up until probably about '07, '08, when Lil Wayne brought the skinny jeans back. It was straight baggy jeans. Now, if you see now, you get on TikTok or Instagram now, some of these kids are trying to bring back baggy jeans and they're trying to get away from the skinny jeans. Like all this shit just goes in cycles, bruh. It's no new thing under the sun. You get what I'm saying? And I just got back from the gym, right? And when I was in the army, right? And I was around a bunch of YNs, if you will. I like to call them young life, right? Instead of YN. So I was around a bunch of young life, right? And a lot of them fell into this whole meathead gym culture, right? Doing things that going to the gym and doing things at the gym that were made popular. And I never followed that trend. I never fell into that trap because for one, I have been lifting weights for over 20 years now, since I was 16. You get what I'm saying? Just quick side note. Um, I did my second semester of my freshman year and my entire sophomore year in the South, right? Right after I completed my sophomore year, that spring, I moved back up to Kansas City, right? My brother and I, we stayed with my father the entire summer. And my father had his own lawnmower service, right? And he stayed in this trailer park on the east called Manchester Place. If you know, you know. If you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, in Manchester Place, he had two trailers. He had one trailer that we lived in, and the second trailer that was right next door had his equipment. And he had a set of weights in there. He had like this little cheap weight bench with some concrete weights or whatever the case was. So I'm seeing that, and I'm like, shit, I'm about to start hitting these weights. So we would cut grass all day. He pay us our little money or whatever the case was, right? And I go get some men's health I went and got this men's health magazine, and I would read the magazine, get exercises out of that magazine, and go into the other trailer and lift weights and do the exercises in there. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing it for that long, bro. Been lifting weights, been reading men's health magazines and fitness magazines and nutrition magazines for well over 20 years. Well, almost 20 years. Yeah, yeah, over 20 years. Yeah, over 20 years. I'm tripping. So I know my body. I know you know, what type of body I have is I can put on muscle easy. It's easy for me to put on muscle. It's a little bit more difficult for me to burn fat. Like I didn't get a six pack until several years back when I was in the army. First time ever in life having a six pack. You get what I'm saying? And I was well into my 30s when I got this a six pack for the first time ever. But I know my body. I know what exercises I can do. So I never chased the fad. So when I go to the gym and I see a bunch of meatheads around the deadlift bar and they're sitting up there, trying to deadlift 500, 600 pounds and they're all around, huddled around, basic knuckle dragging shit. I never got caught up into that. Never did. Now we had to do deadlift for the ACFT, which is the Army Combat Fitness Test, but I believe the max was like 340. So as long as I can max the deadlift in the ACFT, that's the only thing that concerned me. I wasn't sitting up here trying to deadlift 500, 600 pounds, or I'm not one of these guys that chase numbers. Like I don't, man, I bench press 300, I deadlift 600, and I can squat 700. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy to chase numbers like that. You get what I'm saying? For one, lifting heavy can be detrimental to your joints. You get what I'm saying? So I want to try to preserve my joints. So I make sure that when I lift, you know, that I'm taking into account my joints and my joint health. You get what I'm saying? And to not, accelerate the deterioration of my joints. If you ask me, I'm invincible. My joints are never gonna, but my joints are never gonna go bad. You hear me? But anyway, so yeah, I don't chase all like the fitness fads and whatnot. I know my body, so I formulate workout, my own workout regimen. I don't chase what's popular on TikTok or Fit Talk or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? Because, like I said, man, I've been studying this stuff for a long time. And I believe it was Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Shout out to him. He said, you don't really need to, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said something along the lines of, you don't really need to do all of these extemporaneous, exotic type of workouts. You can just do one or two basic workouts that targets a muscle group. And as long as you do it and you doing your mind to muscle connection and your technique is good and you're utilizing breathing and you're getting your nutrition and your rest in, you're gonna see results. You get what I'm saying? Like, for instance, one of my techniques that I use when I go to the gym, and I forgot where I think I read this out of a Men's Fitness magazine, but I time my rest periods in between my sets. I will rest anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes in between each set. You get what I'm saying? So I can go in the gym and only lift for 30 minutes to an hour and target one isolated muscle group. And I will do more in that 30 minutes than I will than 90% of people who go to the gym. I see these guys all the time. They'll be up in there talking, you know what I'm saying? They use the gym as a dating service or a hangout spot, you know, especially these guys who want to get this gym content or whatever. They'll do a set the tripod up, especially if it's like leg day or something. They'll do a set, get a pump, hike their legs up, get the little hoochie daddy shorts deal going on, and flex and get some vids for the gram or for the snap or whatever. And I'm like, bro, by the time you take that flick or take that picture, bro, I done been and knocked out two, maybe three sets. You get what I'm saying? Because you gotta think about it, right? For one, if I'm resting, let's say on average 60 seconds, because on average I'll rest 60 seconds, right, in between each set. If I'm resting 60 seconds between each set, right, let's say I do 30 sets. So hold on, let's do some math. So 30 sets times 60 is 18 minutes. That's 18 minutes of rest. Um, let's say it takes me 45 seconds to do each set. That's 13 and a half minutes. So 13 plus 18, that's 31 and a half minutes. I can do 30 sets in, let's just say 32 minutes, or 30 minutes. Let's just say 30 minutes, right? So let's say I do 30 sets of 10 reps. That's 300, right? And let's say each set I do 50 pounds. So let's times 300 reps by 50 pounds. That is 15,000 pounds. My muscles have moved 15,000 pounds in a half an hour. Now, how many pounds are in a ton? 2,000. Let's divide that by 2,000, right? That's 7.5 tons. I have moved 7.5 tons in a half an hour. And you got these other guys, they'll do a set, right? Hop on Facebook for about 2 or 3 minutes, you know, hobnobbing on Facebook, perusing Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Then they might see a bop. They'll chatter up for about a good 5, 10, 15 minutes, right? Or they'll see their homeboy or their gym bro chat him up a good 5 or 10 minutes. And before you know it, damn near 20 minutes has elapsed before they've done another set. So you've done one set in 20, 21, 22 minutes, right? And here I am. I'm 10 minutes away from being finished with my workout. You get what I'm saying? But that's why it's imperative for you brothers to know what you like, you know. And I mean, yeah, I can get on my David Goggins tip and just go super hard every single day, but I know like I said, I know my body and I listen to my body. So just last week, I had a high intensity combat PT workout regimen where I worked on explosive exercises, working on explosiveness. You know what I'm saying? Not so much explosiveness and endurance, not so much strength, but more so getting my quick twitch, explosive muscles working. You get what I'm saying? Now, I could have doubled back this week and did a more explosive combat PT regimen. But I said, nah, I'm going to do a more isometrics where I'm just going to isolate one muscle group. You get what I'm saying? So I went in and I did some isolated exercises on my pectorals. Now tomorrow, depending on how I feel, I might isolate my legs. I might isolate my shoulders. I might isolate my biceps or my quads. Or who knows? I might feel good tomorrow and be like, you know what? I'm gonna mix it up and do a combat PT workout tomorrow. Who knows? It all depends on how I feel. I listen, my body speaks to me, I listen. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man. You gotta know who you are. You gotta know what you like. You get what I'm saying? Don't chase fads, bro. Fads come and go, man. They come and go. Was what's popping today will not be popping tomorrow, bro. Trust me, I know. It's like the old folks say, just keep going to sleep and waking up. You'll see. Young life out there, it's like, man, no, man, we gonna forever be popping, man. Forever young, man. We gonna forever be. No, you will not. No, no, you won't. No, you won't. Eventually, you're gonna be unk. Eventually, you will be unk. Unk is approaching. Your unk status is approaching, my brother. It is. You know what I'm saying? Just keep going to sleep and waking up. You know, you don't want to waste your youth not searching yourself and finding out who you are and what you like. Because it's as our mothers used to tell us when we was kids. When you keep making that face, it's gonna stick that way. You know, you keep engaging in certain behaviors, it's gonna it's gonna stick. You know what I mean? You keep being a follower your whole life. that shit's gonna stick. And eventually, you're not gonna know how to lead because you've been a follower your whole life. You've been a lemon your whole life. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I think I done dropped enough game. I might do another. Man, who is Shorty though? Because she was not looking like that when I picked her. Let's go to the characters. I'm gonna do another fatality anyway. You know what? Some new
Noob Saibot.
Cybots. I don't like this guy. I just don't. I've never
Johnny
been a fan of Johnny
Cage.
Cage. Oh, that's who it was. That was Shorty. You know, we're gonna rock with
Sarina.
her again.
Darius.
It's Darius, not Darius. Shang
Shang
Tsung's
Tsung's
laboratory.
laboratory.
It's laboratory, man. Come on.
Finish him.
Mm.
Fatality. Noob Saibot wins.
And what's up with the hand? This nigga got a hand on his belt. He didn't cut somebody's hand off and attached it to his belt. That's crazy work. But yeah, man, I hope, man, it was some. I hope you brothers and you sisters may come across this video, man. I hope what I said was edifying. Put some things into perspective. But yeah, man. Peace.